Hi, it's a beautiful morning today, and I'm cycling in this soon to be open highway. I like this place to think. I use this place to cycle a lot over the past few weeks to think about things. So today I was thinking about feedback, and this week was crazy. I've had leaders, my wife, friends who came up and willingly and lovingly share feedback about my performance and how I'm interacting with them in the world and how I can better myself to improve my relationship with them and my trust with them. So it was a jam-packed week, including all of the work that's involved, working with the team, getting the team up to speed, grooming the team. But I want to talk about the feedback factor, and I kind of enjoyed it, thinking about it, because every time and time again, my whole career, when someone gives me feedback, right, I feel the first thing naturally to do is to be a bit defensive and to explain yourself. But that's not really the way to look at it, right? It's going to be uncomfortable in the beginning. But I think the most important thing is to kind of listen and understand where that person is coming from, because that person is it's coming from a good place, right? If you think about it, people won't give you feedback if they don't really care. if you don't mean anything to them, they will just, okay, all right, he's doing his thing, okay, he could have done better, but I'm gonna work with someone else. So usually the people that gives you feedback are the people that cares, and that's the most important thing. We should consider going into receiving feedback. So every time I get feedback, I go through these 3 steps of evaluation, internalizing it myself. I always start off by listening very hard and trying to have a discussion with whoever is giving me the feedback to kind of understand where the person is coming from, so that I'm very clear as to where my blind spots are and what I'm supposed to improve in myself. And I know that during the discussion, it won't be fruitful to just kind of share too much. It's just about more of listening, because I would take a couple of days or maybe 5 days or maybe the whole week to just kind of internalize it. That's what I usually do. Because you need the mind and the heart to settle to try and understand what areas you need to improve on, what areas you're lacking, what areas you can change. So there's no point to kind of over discuss it during the feedback session. So I have many mentors before who just gave me very blunt feedback. They call it blind spots, and I just took it in and I listened about it, and I take the weekend off to think. Like right now I'm cycling, I'm thinking about it. And my wife my wife was the last one that gave me good feedback towards the end of the week, and that's great. So the important thing is that why do we feel uncomfortable when we get feedback? I mean, we kind of think oh no, are we not good enough? But actually that's not the case. I think the problem lies with us. We think we're damn good enough, that we are perfect, right? We see ourselves in the eyes of perfection, everything will go well if you're there, everything will go bad if you're not there. You're the center of the whole organization, you're the center. The family is successful because of just you. That's not the case. You should see yourself like a product in the world, creating value for people. And like any other products, like the iPhone I'm carrying and all these the gadgets that I'm wearing, right? Companies are constantly finding faults in it. I mean, the companies creating are constantly finding faults in it, improving it over time, installing new patches into it, improving the hardware. And it's the same case for us as a product. We've got to think that way. We've got to be open to continuous improvement, and it will never end. Continuous improvement towards the last day of our lives. That's what I believe. So what happens after you get the feedback? Take time off to think about it and look at where you can improve in yourself and create action items to do so. And if you have all those action items, at least you're halfway through the feedback mode to close off the gap. Because if you look at it, if there's room for improvement and if you don't act on it, right, it's counterproductive. If you can work better and you can do work, create better work from people's feedback, why not? It's just a matter of like sitting down and thinking about what to do about it. And once you're done with that, if you have time, it's optional. And I'm going to try and do it next week, is to go back to those people who gave me feedback and let them know what I'm going to do about it. What are my action items moving forward to close the loop. And that will gain trust, you see. I haven't done it in the past, but I've learned from this, and it's very, very important to close the loop with the people giving feedback, because they took time off to tell you how you should improve yourself. And you're not even paying them. Oh my gosh, it's out of their heart. And it's very important to go back to them to say thank you and to tell them that you've learned from this and you're going to improve yourself in these areas. Is this something that will be beneficial? And if they do say yes, then you've built that relationship, that trust that I've been talking about, for better relationships and better work in the future. So this is what I want to share about feedback, and I hope it makes sense. Just something out of my head that I wanted to share with you, and I hope you all can find value in this advice and tweak it to ever how you want. So I'll be writing off. I wish you all a good weekend. I'll see you all next week on Monday, and let's make it a good week.